Views expressed here are not supported by and do not reflect those of the Evening Rush Network. Viewers' discretion is advised.
What's going on? What's going on? You already know what it is, man. It's the Evening Rush each and every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Don't
on
you
the
never
Evening
know the
Rush
time.
Network. And you already know, you can catch us again, Fleet Radio Network, and also the Evening Rush Radio, 9 a.m. in the morning. What's going on, Rainbow? I want to first and foremost shout out our special guests tonight.
Yes,
My
yes,
Bulletproof
yes.
Marriages is in the building. Chad and Lanell.
Yes.
Right.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
having me. I hope I got the names right because
You
I'm
did. That's what I was
did.
just
chopping stuff up.
saying.
People
I was like,
people like to
woo!
add things.
He got
I
my
don't know.
name right. Thank you.
Yeah, Don usually. This is a good thing because Don doesn't usually get names right. Like he'll get them
Yeah.
wrong at the beginning, he'll get them right towards the end. But the fact that he might start to say your name wrong, so don't give him too much praise.
I won't. Trust me. People put Y inside my name, even though I don't know how to get that E at the
Girl.
end.
You get a Y.
It's all good.
People
Where you get a
put
Y from?
letters. No, people put letters in other people's names, and
They
I be
do.
like, where did you even see that?
Right.
Why would you do that? That's not even there.
Right.
She didn't even say that.
Yeah.
I just want to say first and foremost, I got to do some quick shout outs. Shout out to
Mhm.
iAccess Radio. Shout out to 716 Live. Shout out to WUPN. It's hard to say though. 86.4 The Beat in South Carolina. Shout out to Bobby D Customs and ACS Productions. Those are all our sister stations.
Yes.
Definitely want to give them a big shout out. Thank y'all again for everybody that show that love and support. So we not even doing trending topics this week.
Thank God.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk about anybody else. But
We just
this
talking about
beautiful
marriage
couple
and
here.
that's it.
Yes, marriage, love, and happiness. But before we
Thank
talk about
God.
that, Rainbow, how was your week?
It wasn't. I didn't do much today. I did some stuff. I'm trying to get some
Word?
money or whatever. I did
You
some
was
stuff today.
outside?
I was outside. Yeah, that's amazing for me. I don't know if it's amazing, but it was stressful. But that's it. That's all I did this week. I ain't did nothing else. But tomorrow's a new day.
You already know. Lanell, how was your week?
Oh, so far so good. I mean, it's Wednesday, hump day, if they call it. But I mean, every day for me is great. I'm vertical. So, hey, we're good.
That's what I'm talking about. Chad, how was your week?
Man, I'm always blessed. I'm like my wife. I'm vertical. I'm breathing. I'm happy. Life can always be worse than what it is. So I'm thankful for what I have.
Amen.
Very, very, very true. Well, I had a very interesting but crazy week. First and foremost, I want to shout out Fleet DJs New York. Saturday, I had an amazing time with y'all guys.
I saw.
Shout out to DJ Don Duru. Shout out to Envious Creations, our sponsor. Yo, first of all, I came in one shirt, and Envy threatened get one of my shirts.
Oh.
So yeah, I had to do a switch.
Mid party, huh?
Mid party.
Oh, okay. I like a good threat. That's my girl.
Yeah, it's a dope shirt. I'm happy. I love the new shirt. Yo, she did her thing as far as the table was decked out with Fleet all day. It was amazing.
She told me, I saw it, and she told me she did like 40 to 50 shirts. I said,
oh wow,
go ahead, girl.
And Yeah, and she said she did it in a couple of hours. That was what I was like impressed about. Like,
Yeah.
she wasn't playing. She
Yeah.
had an amazing cake. I was a little nervous about the cake because I saw red on it. I was like, I hope this ain't strawberry. So I
That
didn't
would
eat
be
the
pink.
fondant. See, I wasn't saying. But
Yeah.
I didn't eat it because I
Cherry,
was like,
red velvet red. What's wrong with
but
you?
she was like, everybody don't eat the fondant anyway, but the fondant be good to me. So normally I eat the fondant, but when I saw the red, I was like, that's strawberries. I ain't eating that. You ain't getting me.
Dawn would have been
I
out
ain't trying to go to
there.
the hospital.
Out there like this.
Yeah. Would have been a good party. But then, left there, went to work Sunday, had a great time. You know what was great about it? I'm on vacation. So that made it even better.
I was gonna say you love your job. That's what's up.
Nah, let me tell you something about when it's your last day before vacation. Can't nobody do nothing to piss you off. You be like,
right.
You right, whatever. I don't care. I'm not here tomorrow. I don't take care to whatever you do today, because you ain't about to get on my bad side. I don't even care.
You so right.
And that's truly how I feel. What's good, Facebook user? I see you at a check-in. That's how I felt. I honestly was like, yo, there's nothing y'all can do to say or do anything to make me upset right now. I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks.
You could tell me the sky is falling, and I'm gonna believe you, because I don't even care. I don't even care as long as it don't fall when I get on vacation. I can care less.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go to North Carolina yesterday, pick up Mom Dukes because she had to come back because she's going with us on vacation.
Yes.
That ride was very amazing. It was very interesting. It was very enlightening. It felt
you mean
good.
to talk with your mother?
No, I was with my grandfather, so I was talking to him. Going down.
I was about to say, I don't see how a drive to North Carolina was enlightening, but it depends on who it depends on who you was in the car with. That'll do it.
When you talk to a 75-year-old for 8 hours, things change.
I don't know. A 75-year-old would probably fell asleep.
Nah, you look at life so different.
You do.
You look at all the trials and tribulations that 75-year-old man went through, and it was like, wow. And you're giving me this knowledge of how to handle certain things because you've been through it. I think that was one of the most amazing times me and him had. But then coming back, I added my mother, and so now you know that was the hard part. That was the hard part.
Why was that?
And I love my mother. I love my mother. But when you have two old people in the car, I think it's a little too much. It was overkill. I wasn't ready.
You wasn't.
I definitely wasn't ready.
You was not ready for that.
Are they both
definitely wasn't ready? Huh?
Are they both really opinionated?
Yes.
Okay.
And then my mother was talking a lot. I loved it because they was vibing.
Okay.
But it was just me. Like I couldn't. You know how you like to roll the window down to get some air?
Yeah.
They was roll that window up.
Cold. It's cold. I'm freezing. I had to roll the window back up.
Definitely sounds like an older person. They be like,
I listened to Sirius XM's soul music for 8 hours.
You said what? Gospel?
No, Sirius XM soul music.
Oh, soul music.
All the old.
So was that Soul Town or something that's old?
Music. I mean, when I say old music, I mean Sam Cooke. I think I heard James Brown like 30 times.
You was listening to the good stuff.
It's like, oh, okay, got you. Ozzy brother.
I couldn't hear no Naquasia. I couldn't hear no G-Unit. no Jay-Z. No Tupac, my normal ride music. I could never use that.
But that you don't usually get this. So look, take it.
It was a moment that you needed, to, like you said, enlighten you. So the music had to go with it. The ambiance of all of it had to flow,
Okay.
So you were in
What
the
she
car.
just
Wait,
said.
you were in the car with your grandfather for 8 hours, and then had to drive back with him and your
Yes.
mom in the car.
Yes.
And how long is that ride? It's still another 8 hours.
No. It was 8 hours with my grandfather because he just let me drive. He didn't bother me. He just said, "Go ahead." And yeah, I didn't have to stop or nothing. I was good.
That old man
Coming
didn't have
back,
me stop. I don't know. I would have been like, can we stop maybe about twice in that 8 hour span?
no,
I'm like, I
stopped
gotta
for
pee.
gas.
You're
I
gonna have
stopped
to
for
stop.
gas.
Okay.
He went to the bathroom. That was
Okay.
it. I'm back on the
All right.
road.
I could have probably did that. I try to
Coming
be
back,
accommodating.
I think we stopped like Walmart. We went to Walmart. We went to Target. We went to like multiple places. Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly
I'm mad that you
Wiggly.
said it like that. Piggly.
Yeah, we went.
Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, we went to a barbecue. Like, I'm like, I'm trying to get back home. I want to get back to New York.
Well,
Hello,
your mother is from where?
North Carolina.
So she don't be going to the Piggly Wiggly while she down here already? Why'd you have to stop and go to the Piggly Wiggly?
No. Because now they was talking about food, and then they went to the not to me biscuit, not to me butter biscuit that only Piggly Wiggly sell, and he needed like 6 to go back with him. So now I had to get the not to me biscuit, butter biscuit. Yeah, them biscuits. It was an experience. I ain't gonna hold you.
Well, now you know. Tell your mother ship them up to your grandfather from now on. What up? What's going on with her?
But I'm not finished. That's the crazy part. So when you get home and you finally see your wife and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get a hug in case you miss me. She's like, why are you knocking on the door so loud? The kids are sleeping. You doing too much.
She had just put them kids. Look, let me tell you something.
Really?
I don't have no kids, but I know what it is to put a child to sleep. And after somebody wakes them up, you just want to fight.
Yes.
Because it takes a while to put kids to sleep.
Amen.
So if they sleep and you wake them up, it's all hell. So
but I thought after 2 days you missed me.
She did miss you, but she also missed her alone time.
Amen. And she missed the time, like she missed the kids. She want to make sure that the kids stay asleep. See, you missed that part. See, she gonna miss you when you get in the bedroom and the door closed and the kids is still asleep. She gonna miss you then. No,
she missed me then. No,
What
no,
happened? What happened?
My bad.
She was still packing for the vacation.
Okay, let me tell y'all about Dawn. So Dawn has 9 children.
We just heard like that's a lot.
Yes,
and he has 4 under the age of what, Dawn?
7.
Okay, right. 2 sets of twins. Yeah. So the fact that she had to deal with those 2 sets of twins by herself for 2 days and was still packing clothes for their trip that they leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm over it. I don't want you.
Right.
Don't just make sure you wake them kids up, because you wake them kids up, it's gonna be me and you square up. I miss you, but not that much.
I'm with you. I feel you. You ain't got no kids and you understand that. Okay, so you got it.
I think that was the vibe that was going on in here, because
I'm sure that was the vibe.
I'm telling you, I don't even have kids, but if you had woken any of them children up,
right,
I would have fought you like I was a grown man.
Hey, all I wanted was a hug.
She couldn't give you a hug if you wanted.
You get a hug on vacation. See, when she's settled and everybody good, then you get a hug. So just
first, no, I doubt it then, because
things go crazy.
Day one of my cruise, I'm sick from emotion.
He gets emotions too.
And the Dramamine. Boom. I'm sick.
No, what you have to do is you have to get non-drowsy and Dramamine, because Dramamine makes you sleepy.
You tried that.
Want to drink.
You tried that last time, and that didn't work.
So try something else than Dramamine.
I gotta try something, because I can't leave her with all the kids.
Like this little wrist patch. Excuse me.
Try that.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Hey,
what's going on?
Boney.
Which one is that?
It's blue. It's in the
it's
blue.
Like the pill?
It's a pill.
Yeah, it's a little pink pill. tried it. Yeah, I'm telling you, Friday. I mean, the first day, I'm night.
Night.
So I ain't no help. I ain't nothing.
Well, see, she already know that, so now she pissed because she already remember. She's like, see, I'm gonna have to do this again by myself.
She like, I'm gonna have to. I done did this for 2 days by myself. I'm
Exactly.
still packing. He trying to wake the kids up. I gotta take care of these kids all day on Thursday. She over it. She just thinking of.
She's like, we ain't even been on vacation. This ain't even
She
first
got
day.
anxiety already.
Yeah, I think I'm getting that type of vibe.
Okay, good.
So then, we get through that. Okay, we're gonna get through that. I believe it. I got faith.
Yeah, you
we
are.
get through that. Then that next day, I'm gonna take the kids and let her get her some time.
Okay.
Y'all better send them kids to the kids club.
See, only 2 could go there. The other 2 can't. So that's the problem.
Why?
Tristan and Aiden are too young.
No, they not.
Yes.
No.
Yes, because one also, remember, Aiden is autistic, so it's a little extra.
No, I'm telling you. I've been on many a cruise. How old are they again?
4.
No, they can go.
They could go.
They could go.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I think they thought because they be having sometimes they be having like month olds in the thing.
They could stay all day and have fun.
Double
play.
check it.
Yeah.
And they supposed
I'll come back for lunch.
And they can't discriminate
Feed
because
them?
they're autistic. They supposed to
And then send them right back.
And it just
they
be like,
supposed to have
they
somebody
good, cool. And
they supposed to have somebody that just because he's autistic doesn't mean anything. They supposed to have somebody. They can't discriminate. That's discrimination. And if they tell you no because he's autistic, you sue.
So through all of that, I know though we are gonna have a great time. Of course, I'm never gonna say where I'm at. I'm never gonna take pictures until after I leave where I'm at. So y'all can catch me when you catch me. Hope y'all tuning in. If y'all see me, say what up, but make sure you be nice and cool because I'm real petty. Don't play with me.
Family around.
Yeah, I don't play when the kids is there. But yeah, other than that,
forget the wife. I said the family. He said not when the kids is there. He said Joy got to fend for herself.
Exactly.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. I definitely wouldn't do that.
This is why we got y'all up here because he didn't help.
Listen. I'll be the first to say yes. That was one of the main reasons when I read their bio. I was just amazed, and I was like, "Yo, listen, this definitely is a couple I want to have up here." GMF, what's going on, bro? I see you on the check-in, and I need them to help me and other men and other women keep these marriages and these relationships going, because that's the one thing I notice a lot of is divorce.
Yeah.
A lot of separation, a lot of cheating.
People don't like a lot of people don't like to put in the work.
Yeah,
you are so 100%. Right. You are
100%.
so right.
But that's like everything.
I was about to say we understand all that you said. We were talking about divorce for the first 10 years of our marriage, like every week. We were talking about
we hate each other.
No, for real. We really did hate each other.
We were close to like crossing the line and going to jail.
Probably. Yeah. Wow. No, for real. I mean,
okay.
It was really bad.
So my first question means that you're gonna give us what we need to know off the rip.
Look.
And that's who is my bulletproof marriages.
Oh, well, look, me and my wife. Look, we've been together for 27 years, married for 19 of them. We got 4 kids. And like she was saying, like first 10 years, man, we were kids that had kids. She was pregnant with our second child, 22 years old, walking down the aisle to marry me. So we were kids that had kids that were getting married. We were wet behind the ears. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't even a real, when you're 22, you think you're a man. You're not a man yet. You think you are, but you're not. And I didn't realize that. We start off on this life together with only one good example of a successful marriage. And I joined the military, took all of us into a situation full of alcohol, cheating, a lot of drama, a lot of drama. And so it didn't help what we were already going through when we got there, right? And you can add financial issues on top of that. So there's a lot of stress because when you join the army, man, like you don't get paid very much. And we
A lot
were
of people think that.
yeah,
They do.
yeah, no, man, we were on government assistance and all kinds of stuff, man. It was bad. We really didn't have. We were asking neighbors for diaper money, so it was what it was. And we actually, our daughter had a stroke when I was stationed in Germany, and she was
Wow.
5 years old. And at that point, like financially, some parts of our relationship had gotten a little bit better, but we still weren't in a great place. But when she had her stroke, it forced us to drop the petty stuff, to stop all those little things that we keep bringing up, and to focus on what really needed to be done, and that's take care of our daughter.
Mm.
While all that was happening, my wife gave birth with our third child while my daughter was in ICU. So I have a daughter in
Wow.
ICU. I have her giving birth. We have an older son who's just trying to figure out what's going on. And it was in that moment that really it brought us together, and we were able to turn the corner and start working through a lot of the things that had plagued our relationship, and time goes on. We end up having a fourth, and our two youngest have autism as well. And they're both on two different spectrums. So we have three special need kids. And at one point, they're all in therapy for different things. I'm still in the army. The army still is the army, right? And so we're having to juggle all of this. And we ended up really just banding together. Like we early in our marriage, we listened to a lot of folk that weren't even successful in their own rights, right? But everybody has an opinion. Everybody knows what's best for you, and we were listening, right? We were like, okay, I should do this, and our marriage was just paying for it, man. And through all of this, it brought some separation between us and everybody else. Like we started to create our own community and our own culture within our house, and that's what really started to shape what my bulletproof marriage, right, is to create our own culture, create what we needed for each other, right? Not what so and so says a wife needs, but what my wife says that she needs, right? Vice versa. We started to create that. And then I got hit by I ended up getting injured in Iraq and going off of a roof, and I got medically retired after 10 years. I hit like this really bad PTSD patch. And when I got out, it was like a different world for me. Things I didn't have to face while I was enlisted hit me. And I started having nightmares, started drinking, man, just bad things. And I was ruining my relationship with my wife and my kids. So I took up riding motorcycles to try to get my mind right, man, just try to do something. And I ended up getting hit by a car at 45 miles an hour. An 18-year-old kid ran a red light and blew through me at 45. He didn't even touch his brakes until after he hit me. And God's good because somehow I survived. I had a really bad TBI. But other than that, I was straight. And like 2 years later, I had like a lot of fear around intersections, as you can imagine. So I decided to face the fear, get back on a motorcycle, start riding, and I got hit again.
Wow.
65 miles an hour by some family on vacation.
Wow.
Yeah. And I flatlined twice. I had over 6 surgeries, and my wife was left to take care of 3 special need kids and a husband that couldn't do nothing, couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything, man. I only had one hand that worked. But it was one of the best things
It was
for our family. It's crazy. Like we say that all of this tragedy and all these hardships in our lives are bad. We label them as bad. But I think that it's honestly where the most value comes from. This is where
who has your back.
Yeah. This is where you learn how to be the best version of you. This is where you learn how to communicate. This is when you learn how to compromise. This is all the skills that we teach everybody came from pain. It came from places of having no other option but to figure it out and do it, And so we kept being asked to help people because people wanted what we had, and we were in our own world. We were like, we're happy, y'all, you do you. And that wasn't what people wanted, and we started thinking about it, and we were like, okay. So we looked back through our lives and just started saying, okay, this was an ingredient, we created a recipe that we now offer to everybody else, and it's a recipe that we still put in practice every day.
And once again, what he said, we put to practice every single day. Everybody thinks that we walk around looking all so happy, so cheerful. Ooh, you have to understand, there are days I don't still like him. I wake up and I'm like, ooh, yes, ooh, I want to punch you in your face. And I'll say that. I don't, but I sometimes feel that way because of whatever's going on. I'm still human. He is too. And so at the end of the day, we still have our own issues we have to work on. But what I will say is that when we had those hard times, what we had to learn, especially when he had his second motorcycle accident, is that we had to become whole individually. We had to step out because we had this codependency on each other. We've been together for,
14.
I was 14 when I met him. So really codependent on each other. And because of everything we went through with our children, with life, and it, and just trying to get through that, we were like, oh, I just need you. I need you. And it was like, oh, wait, that's so horrible, because if he was to pass away, what was I going to do? Right. If he didn't make it, then I was going to be still left to raise these children, still left to take care of the bills. And so I had to start fixing me. I had to realize that he cannot make me happy. He will not make me happy. If I'm not happy with them myself, you know what, then there's an issue. And so then I had to really start taking ownership and had to figuring out, like, what's going on with me? Like, oh, it's you, girlfriend. You got to really dive in and fix you. You got to really look at the past and stop letting it be your present. And I was always looking at the present, and I was looking at I was looking at the past, and I was looking at our future. Like, well, we ain't got this, and we're not doing this. This happened, and this was going on. Instead of just enjoying what we had. So when he had his wreck, we had to be engaged. We had to be present with the moment that we were in, and we had to realize that it was for a reason. It was a lesson that we were learning. We were grateful every single moment. Like I said, that's why we're so grateful to be vertical, because he could have not been vertical one day, right? And I'm, like I said, we just wake up and just say, you know what? Thank you, Lord. Just thank you. Thank you for this moment. I appreciate it, because there's something I can always learn from every moment in my life.
Yeah, and that codependency, let me speak on that just real quick, because a lot it's if I died, that's one level, right? But we see it every day. So let's say I walk in from having a bad day at work and I'm pissed off, and she reads my energy. Because we're codependent now, she gets pissed off. She don't even know why she's pissed off, right? But now just the vibe, we're close, we're dependent on each other. So now that energy feeds. Now you got two ticked off parents raising kids or handling life, and there's no peace, there's no joy, there's no balance, right? And we're doing a lot of that, and we see a lot of couples do a lot of that, right? And so once we were able to become whole within ourselves, we call it it's like a thermostat. When you fix the inner person, it becomes a thermostat to your life. And if you can think about your house, somebody leaves the door open in the summer, what happens? The thermostat kicks in and it combats that hot air that's coming in, and it brings it back to whatever that temperature is comfortable for you, the best temperature for you. And so when you fix in here, that's what happens. So people might leave some doors open in your life, right? Some heat might come in, they might act kind of crazy, but because you have this adjusted to a certain temperature and it's locked in, it brings it right back down. Okay. And you're cool. They can be whatever they want to be, right? But you and your piece is straight.
First of all, I want to say God is good, because I've been around people that drive motorcycle all the time. Yeah. And you survived, then God is definitely good with you.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's here for a reason.
They say that again, Rainbow. I know.
Yeah, it was bad. I was in the ICU for 7 days, in the hospital for 14. Because I flatlined on the way to the hospital.
Wow.
And they did emergency surgery, but they realized when they opened me up that the MRI didn't see everything, right? So there was still more that they had to do. And right before the second surgery, I flatlined again. So
wow.
And this So yeah, it was during
2020.
during
I couldn't even I went up there. It was like 3:00 in the morning. And I followed the ambulance up to the next city because where we live at, they couldn't treat them. So I went there and they were like, "We can't let you in. It's COVID." And I'm like, "No, my husband's here." And they're like, "No, you don't get it. When nobody gets to come in." They're like, "Unless you're delivering a baby, only person that's allowed with that child is the actual father. That's it." And I was like, "Oh," and so I had to just wait and be patient. I had to just trust. But you know what? I had a peace. I really did. Like I was consoling people that were there, like his friends and the chaplain, even the chaplain. She was like crying. She was like, why are you consoling me? And I said, you know what, to be honest with you, I just know that it's okay. Like, I just feel a sense of peace. Like he's not done. Like right now it looks really bad. Like I know everybody's looking and the ambulance, the drivers are like, no, it's really bad. I'm like, I hear you, but I don't feel that. I just didn't.
My God told me that it ain't over.
That's
you can say whatever you want to say.
That's
but
it.
My God already told me it ain't over.
So I just knew. I just felt like I said, I felt good. And I think because we are so connected in so many ways that I just know. I just know when he could be in another country, and he has been. He's been in Germany before. I've been in Virginia, and yet I felt stuff. He's been in Iraq, and I'm like, wow, I feel this. I can't sleep. I don't know what's going on. And I'll just send him a message, and he'd be like, thank you. I needed that. I'd be like, okay, cool. And it's like, we just know.
Yeah. And in the hospital, so when the car hit me, I destroyed my phone and everything. So it's COVID. I had no phone. I had nobody to come in. And at first I was like, man, what am I doing? I was watching I couldn't move. And I'll be honest, man, sometimes we are afraid to be alone with ourselves. Right. And that was the first time that I faced a lot of stuff that was eating at me from a long time ago, from even my childhood through combat and all this other stuff. I started working through this stuff because I was by myself, right? And this stuff was still coming. The demons don't stop because you're in the hospital, man. So it was freeing because when I left and I got home, I was like a different dude.
He really was.
Like I can't even put words to it, man. Like it was just a different me.
Wow. Yeah. We're gonna take a quick second to pay some bills. This is getting deep, and I'm loving it already. So give us a second. We're gonna pay some bills. We'll be right back. You already know what it is. It's the Evening Rush, man.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Chrissy, here to let you know that the Evening Rush Network now has an app. Yes, an app, you guys, so you can stay connected on the go and watch all your favorite podcast shows. You can download the app at Google Play Store or Apple iTunes. So spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, if you're looking to start a podcast and really don't know how, well, hit us up at the Evening Rush Network at gmail.com and inquire about time slots, pricings, and everything you may need to get started. We got you. Join the winning team, the Evening Rush Network. And also, download that app. What are you waiting for? Get to it.
Yo. You already know what it is, man. It's the Evening Rush. I had to dial it back for a second because I got real emotional. For what we were just talking about. But real quick, I want to shout out our sponsors. First and foremost, you got to shout out Industry 21 Magazine. Shout out to my boy Dame. New issues coming up. Make sure y'all tap in for that. Also, get that Industry 21 clothing. Definitely something you want to need in your life. Shout out to Chef Beauty. She right now has a bunch of situations going on as far as catering. Hit her up. Go to Chef Beauty on Instagram, and you can definitely tap in and fill out the paperwork, and she can come get you some great food for her catering business. Shout out to Envious Creations. You already know Envy bullied me into a whole shirt, so I just want to say it is what it is. Make sure y'all
Did she
support her, but
really
she's
bully
definitely
you?
on
Cause
good on
you
everything, catering, all that you can need and use. Yo, she
did she
bullied me,
really
bro.
bully you? Nah, I don't
Shout
think
out
she
to
really bullied
Bartine
you.
Felton if you need artwork. If you need artwork, if you need a
A
tarot
book,
reader, if you need a life coach, an amazing book, 3 amazing books, might I add.
book 3.
Definitely hit up martinefelton.com and you'll have that. Shout out to Rainbow Refreshers. Of course, that Evening Rush Lemonade will be out very, very, very soon. I don't know what's going on with Rainbow. She slowed up on the process. But she outside now, so she getting there. Definitely
What
catch her.
happened was I moved to
She's in the
somewhere where
A.
I'm not used to being.
Yeah, she in the
What happened?
A, so you know what I mean? Y'all definitely need to check her out, man. And last but not least, check out my boy the Joker with Painted Drip. You could get you some dope sneakers. You already got the Rewind. You already got Caleb Bishop's Gucci's. So he really do his thing. So check out Painted Drip. Also, I got a big announcement. Equasia, Terrence Love. Don't Waste My Time will be dropping 12, 20, 31, 23. So if y'all don't know, that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Faith and blessings, baby.
Say that again. I'm confused.
12, 31, December 31st.
Okay, because that's not what you
23.
said the first time.
Because
that's why I was confused.
check it out. I'm gonna check it out. It's real crazy. So this year, if you look at it, if you write it down, it says
Nah,
12.
that's not because what you had originally said was 12, 20. That's why I was like 12, 20, 31, 23. What is that?
You always be trying to knock my listen.
Nah, that's what you said.
Faith and blessing, man. Faith and blessing. Just follow the faith and blessing. Don't waste my time. You already know what it is, man. The Evening Rush Entertainment's own Equasia. Terrence Love. New single dropping Christmas, New Year's night. So make sure you
Eve. What is wrong with you? New Year's Eve.
Look,
Jesus,
I can't take you nowhere.
Christ. You can't think. I can't take you nowhere.
Really? Like, yo.
Lord Jesus.
Don't mind us, guys. Don't mind. And no, we're not married. That's the crazy.
Absolutely.
Yo, topic of the day. Are there rules in a relationship? We got our special guest in the building, Chad and Lanell of My Bulletproof Marriages.
There better be rules in a marriage.
See, this is the crazy part. And listen, I'm gonna let them we're gonna chop it up right now. This is where the marriage game gets crazy. Are there rules in a marriage? I personally believe there's somewhat rules and then there's somewhat not. Because in all actuality, my theory of we have to make a marriage work is because we have to have individuality and we still bring it together as a family.
Mm-hmm.
And a part of that is trust.
Okay.
So if you don't trust the person you're with, there really shouldn't be no rule.
What?
You know, if you trust the person you're with, where's the rules coming?
It ain't, but everything you talking about just rules about trusting. There are still maybe I'm thinking like boundaries, maybe not rules.
I was gonna say there are boundaries. Yeah, in my mind when I kept thinking about are there rules, and I told him I was like rules. I was like, oh, I like to break rules. I
get. Maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's not rules. Maybe
boundaries. There
are things I'm not with that. That's just not something that we're gonna do. It's a rule. It's the rule.
To me, it's about respect, right? I mean, we can name it whatever we want. It can be a rule. It could be, a guideline, a boundary. Really, it boils down to respect for your partner and the love that you have for them. If I know that, all right, for example, right, like we had someone that we were helping, and he had been a little unfaithful in his marriage, and he was trying to rebuild that trust back, right? And there was some conflict because he wanted to go out with his buddies, right? And his girl is of course like, well, hold on, man. you know.
Maybe without cheating with in the first place.
And the thing was, she wasn't tripping that he went out. She was tripping because he wasn't communicating while he's out. Okay. And so this is where that respect and really it starts with communication, right? We have to communicate. And like I told him, one, if you're trying to rebuild something, then you don't really have a lot of say so on that, because you're the one that messed that up, right? So you're gonna have to do some things you might not want to do to show that person that you're committed and that was just a one-time thing, right? It can happen, and you can come back from that even stronger, right? But you have to be willing to communicate and say, okay, what are the boundaries? What are the things that she needs from me while we do this? And if she wants you to call her when you get there, while you're there and on the way back, you better pick up the phone and do all three, because that's the boundary that you guys discussed and you set.
Exactly.
See,
you could call it whatever. It could be a boundary, a rule, like a guideline. They all the same thing. They all boil down to the same thing.
First of all, if anybody want to call in and tap it on the topic, the number is 929-282-0266. But I have a problem with that. I'm gonna explain.
You have a problem with the word rules? Is that what it is?
No, the checking in. I mean, like, I feel like, listen.
He just
first
said
of all,
the man cheated. Hold on. That's why he has to check in.
Yeah. No, you ain't.
But listen.
Okay.
Listen. Give me two. I understand because cheating goes both ways. So this goes for both women and men. Okay. So the checking in part, there's but so much checking. Like, okay, I'm gonna check in. Listen, hit you on a text. Yeah, babe, I'm at the spot. Babe, I'm on my way home. The in between part, why am I texting? I'm supposed to be having a good time.
I'm with you. I'm not disagreeing at all, because I get that. I do, and I feel that, and it's hard actually for me to check in when I get somewhere. I mean, that's been one of our disagreements, is because once I leave, I'm grown. I love you, but I'm gonna go do me, okay? And guess what? If I don't call you when I'm on my way back, I'll see you when I get home.
But I also know that and respect that,
he does.
right? And this is where I said communication has to be a big piece. And, again, if you say you're going to call her in the middle, right, then you should call her. Now, if you didn't, if you're like, yo, I'll call you when I get there and I'll call you on the way home, then just do that. You know what I mean? Whatever y'all agree with, just respect those boundaries. And then along the way, as you start building that trust back, you have to revisit the conversation.
I was going to say that too.
Right. Yep. And then you have to kind of fix those boundaries, because you shouldn't be held to a mistake forever.
Right.
There's got to be a point where you are allowed the freedom because you've earned it. You've earned that respect back. So that's my take.
But like Lanell said, she said, she grown when she leave the house, and when she come back, she see you. But that also goes for y'all live together.
Yeah.
People who don't live together.
Right.
So you telling me you left the house? Okay, you left the house. Some people don't even check it when they get home. Like, so now I don't even know you're home. So now I am calling and texting and calling and texting. You ain't answering. Something ain't right.
Right. And that is, but you got to see too, how long have you been together? What's going on? Like, there's so many, you could dive into that relationship, right? And see that this is 19 years of marriage, right? This is 27 years of us being friends. So we weren't always like this. We weren't always.
Y'all are soulmates. Y'all feel each other's.
Oh, for sure.
Anyway, so she gonna know when you home anyway. So that it's not y'all. We talking about other people. We need to fix other people.
But I would say, like, the biggest problem, though, to be honest with you, is the communication part.
Yeah.
We are really good at communicating. So I'll have a conversation with him, and I just kind of said, like, I know you're upset, and I really am sorry that you really need me to. You need me to. Okay, you need me to call you. You want. But it's all about love. He's just trying to check on me. He's trying to protect me, right?
Guy.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's nothing you could do when I'm not when you're not around. There's nothing you could do when I'm not here. So just let me go be me, you know, and then I'll be back. And that's how we kind of flow. But not everybody, you know, they don't get that.
It's hard.
But let's talk about it, because that's one of the hardest things in a relationship is having hard conversations. But it's also the most important thing.
Oh my God.
Like,
Absolutely.
people don't want conflict, right? But conflict is man, if you are in a relationship with somebody, eventually you're going to disagree. You're not going to see eye to eye. And if you don't express that and you hold it in, that actually is like poison in your in the system of your relationship, and eventually it kills off the relationship. That's why we see people married 30 years and a lady comes home and her husband's packed up, got a house, a wife, she didn't even know what was going on, right? Why? Because he sat back, did whatever, didn't have an opinion. Oh, I'll do whatever, like a robot. And then he broke, right? And because he was never willing just to confront the situation, say, no, I didn't want to do that, or I need this, or whatever, right? So having these conversations are really important. And the more you do it, like anything, it becomes easier. It becomes, you learn the triggers, you learn what to avoid, you learn how to articulate yourself in a way that what you're trying to get across is actually heard, you know, not this other fluff stuff that we start arguing about.
Well, what if you get to that point where you tried to communicate? You're sitting there, you're talking, and you feel like you get to this point where you feel like you're talking to yourself, where you know she's not listening.
Wait, why does it gotta be she? Why does it gotta be a she?
That person is not listening.
Exactly. I'm trying to always blame us,
not listening. Listen, it ain't my fault. Jerry Thomas, she.
But it's not.
You know,
it's not always a she.
It's not always a she.
It's Lord
Listen,
Jesus. When you're significant other
and y'all don't listen. See what I'm talking about? She.
And I guess in your thing it would be she, because you have a wife, right? So
sure, but I'm just saying in general. You're trying to.
If you're speaking in general, you can't just say she. You gotta say they.
All right.
Or something.
That person, these individuals.
Shoot.
You know, they don't want to listen. Maybe they're going through so much that they're at that point where, you know, maybe they feel like there's not enough that they can do. How do you get to them? How do you break that wall to the point where you're able to get to them, to get them to understand, you know, listen, I'm here for the long haul.
Man, that's hard.
It
is.
Because
until a person's ready, you can't help them.
Nope.
And we learned that the hard way through our own lives. And then now that we help people, we see it all the time. And we're like, you know, you'll have one person that really wants to work things out and learn skills and understands that maybe they're not even perfect at it, but they're ready. They're ready to receive and to do whatever needs to be done. But the other one is like, man,
stubborn.
I can't. They're thinking about football or whatever, right? Like they're not even. They giving you a stone cold face, like they want to kill you. And I'm like, man, I didn't even know you until yesterday, right? Like all of these things begin to happen, and what we always encourage people to do is to start working within on that, because there is only so much one person can do. Again, one thing that where we failed early in our marriage was she was trying to fix me and I was trying to fix her. That does not work. That does not work. I have to fix me.
That's right.
She has to fix her. Now, what we saw happen a lot when you have two receptive people is that they feed off each other, right? So I'm fixing, now she's fixing, and we're raising the vibe, right, of our marriage and our own personal work. But when it's not like that, you'll have one person rising, the other person's here. And that's hard because sometimes they'll start rising after some time, right? Because they'll see the change in the other person. They'll be like, you know what? I love them. They're happy. I kind of want what they got, right? And they'll start pursuing it. Outside of that, then you have to just let that person be.
That's right.
And you have to continue to live your life the way that you're supposed to. And that's why we tell people to do that inner work, because when you're happy within yourself, it doesn't really matter. I'm good. My happiness, my joy does not depend on her, vice versa. Right.
Yeah.
And through that, hopefully they'll wake up and they'll eventually get on the ball with fixing themselves. And sometimes they don't. Right. And then that's a whole different story. And that can go a lot of different ways. But
that's why you gotta get therapy coaches.
Yeah, and get coaches.
You got to get a third party. A lot of
yeah.
time it's third party that you have to allow to step into your relationship, and then they can kind of be like an outsider, just looking in, just trying to just be a mediator for both of you, right?
You get offended,
and then, and then you're like, wait, they listen to what they actually said. That's not what they said, but you're telling yourself a story. Okay, or what you thought they said.
People interpret things the way they want to hear it.
That's it. And then you're like, wait. And so a third party can come in and get you both to just kind of settle down and just say, listen, you have to start listening. So I do understand where you're coming from, Don, when you say women, because we do have an issue with that, of really listening to what you're saying and taking heed to what men are saying, because a lot of times men really do start to express how they feel. They really do start to express how they feel. But a woman for so long is like taking on so much that she doesn't really want to hear what he has to say. She's not really trying to understand him. And that's a big problem. You're not trying to understand your partner. You got to start understanding your partner so that you can start having a better form of a communication.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it boils down to. I know when you said, Chad, when you said that you went through, everything you went through, was there like a form of depression that kicked in, and maybe that's where y'all lost the disconnect at some point?
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah. 100%. I tried to kill myself right after I got out of the Army. That was my lowest point in my life.
He had PTSD.
Yeah, I was having nightmares, like stuff I did. I mean, I had a couple nightmares while I was in, but not like anything crazy. But when I got out, it was like every night I was getting maybe an hour of sleep, if that. And then I started drinking to try to go to sleep. Then I got addicted to drinking because I was just miserable. And one day every time I tell this story, it's like I look back and I'm like a different person. But I broke down one day. It was like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and I just started crying, man. I was started in the shower. I'm butt naked. I get out the shower butt naked, and I grab my Glock 17, and I get on. I just fall on my knees and I put the gun to my head, and my dog actually barged in. It had to have been God at the same time this was happening, and he jumped on me and started licking me. Maybe 2 minutes later, she walked in like, what the hell? What is going on? She sees me naked with a gun in my hand and a dog licking me, right? So it just didn't look right, but I was, and that was actually what encouraged me to start riding motorcycles. I just knew I needed help. I started actually seeing a therapist in the VA, and it was one of the best things for me. I needed
But you knew you needed help.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to get help. That's the problem.
Right. Earlier when you guys were talking about how people come to you and there's one that wants to help and then there's one that just doesn't care. And I'm thinking to myself, so why did you even come? Why did you even waste your time? Why they waste your time, your significant other's time? You already knew you didn't want to be here.
Because they know the partner.
I thought to say,
and they know that if they do a little bit, right, then they might relieve that little bit of pressure and things go back to the way they were.
That's right. Not if they coming to y'all and y'all's like this, and then he like, or she is like they, because I'm not he, they, but he said it. As he said when he thinking about football. I don't think these women. I'm not saying that women don't watch football.
Nah, I know about to say. I'm about to say, I got a Giants fan with me all the time.
During therapy sessions, I don't think that's what women are thinking about during therapy sessions. But when they already knew, like when y'all started the work and they were like, oh shit.
Yeah. It happens a lot.
It does. It happens a lot. They just show up just to, like you said, just to appease their partner. Yep.
And then they use it against them. Well, see, I went to therapy with you.
Right.
I've been doing everything you want me to do. And so it becomes a leverage piece that you see that a lot of from, I hate to say it like this because I think it's overused, but a narcissistic type individual. I was about to say that. Yeah. Yeah. They do that a lot. They'll use something positive like that against their partner, make them feel bad so they can continue to rule the house.
That's right.
Manipulation.
Yeah, all day, man. But again, you can't make somebody change. You can't make somebody see what they need to see or what you see. And that's the hard part about relationships, period. That's a hard part about life, man. Like, how many things you think about your own life? How long did it take you to realize and fully see certain things in your life? For me, 40 years, 40 years for some things, right? And I'm looking back like, man, I wish 20 years ago I had known. If I had known this 20 years ago, and it wasn't that people weren't telling me,
right?
I just didn't want to hear it,
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
You know, so
because I definitely know 40. It took me 48 years to realize a lot of mistakes that I made.
I'm glad
in
you
the
realized.
past, and I can't. And now it's like I could have fixed this.
Yeah,
did this different. And so I get it definitely. And then,
Yeah.
you wish you knew the things you knew then.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you knew now
Yeah.
then.
Right.
Right.
Think, things could have definitely went different.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of narcissists, what is like something that you tell like a person that is dealing with a narcissist? Is there something that you could be like?
Oh, I tell them.
Right.
When you work with us, we're
Oh.
very upfront in the very beginning to say that we're going to be honest with you, and we're not here to sugarcoat anything or protect that aspect. If I don't tell you the truth, I don't love you, and I'm not doing my job correctly. So if I see those patterns, but I also call that person out too. Like I don't have a problem with saying it in the session to like, hey man, you got this going on, and that's I might not say narcissist, I'll say that's very manipulative of you to do this, this, and this. And then I try to frame it in a way that they can see it. That's what my main goal is, to try to frame it in a way that they can see what they're doing and bring some awareness to it. And maybe through their awareness, they begin to shift that and change it. So that way they can, change the relationship. It doesn't always work out like that, but
Yeah, I mean, I want to say there is times where you got to deal with women or men that play the victim.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
So how do you do with the victim situation?
Oh,
how do you talk to someone and explain to them, listen, you're not the victim. You're actually
You're the bully.
Manipulating the situation.
So you're
the bully, not the victim.
Extreme ownership,
I'm about to
baby.
say
We have a whole.
I'm about to say we have a whole course on this, but
Yeah.
The biggest thing is extreme ownership. Like when we start to teach them about extreme ownership, then they start to be more self-aware of what they're doing and how they are always victim mentality. And then they start to take ownership of their place. Like, what did I do wrong? They can stop doing the blame game on the other person, but you can't do that until you're more self-aware of what you're doing and how you're living out your life. And once again, how you're playing out these stories in your mind that you're telling yourself.
Everybody's
And now everybody hates me, or he did this or he did that, or she did this or she did that. Let me take okay, but
they did this and they did that.
There you go. They.
I wish she was mobbing off the she. She did this.
Shut up, John.
We also use our life,
yes,
and examples of where we didn't take ownership. Right. I even used my motorcycle accident. Right. That was one of the hardest things in my life to accept. I was pissed. I was pissed, especially the second. Well, both of them. One was an 18-year-old kid on a cell phone, and the other was a grown man, I don't know, yelling at his kids, listening to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I don't know what he was doing in that.
That's very frustration. I just want to let you know that is very frustrating. But go ahead.
He was probably doing one of these. Y'all
yeah, but at the end of the day, who chose to get on a motorcycle? Him or me?
You did.
Right? Who chose to be in that lane? Who chose not to look over? Who was jamming on their music and not really being aware to what was going on? Right? That falls on the rider. That falls on me. And when you look back in our marriage, we can have those same examples, right? Of areas where it's me, man.
I had to finally say to him, sorry, because the first 10 years when I say that we really didn't like each other and hate each other, I had to take ownership for it. Was a lot of that was my fault. Chad really wanted to get married, and I was like, no. I said yes. I did. I said yes, and
she meant no.
But I really,
no meant yes.
Yeah,
no, yes meant no.
Yes meant no, and I should have said no because I wasn't ready. I truly wasn't. I wasn't ready to be a mom for the second time. I wasn't ready to walk down the aisle and say I do and take the whole commitment on. I wasn't ready for all the responsibility that came with that. And so what I did was I did play victim, and I did fault. I didn't want to take ownership at all for me saying yes, for me walking down the aisle, for me laying down and having that second baby. I did not want to take ownership of none of that. I just blamed him, like as if he was like he made
he did all that by himself.
Yeah,
He had a gun to the back of your
I was
head,
like,
like
you
you gonna
wanted
walk down
that
that
baby.
aisle.
You know, I remember
You gonna
saying
give me
that
that second
several
baby.
times.
Yeah.
Like you wanted this little girl. Like here, she's yours. And he's like, you had
Wow,
like you had
sounds so familiar right now.
and
Yeah.
I was just like, you wanted to get married and you needed all this. I didn't need any of that. And
Like
then
I just tripped and fell and it all happened,
I know.
right?
But
Mhm.
then once I said I started taking ownership and started really diving into, like I said, that inner self, right? And started saying, I need to really fix me. I can't fix him any longer. I can't even try to fix him because it ain't working. It's making it worse.
Yeah.
And I said, let me go ahead and fix me. Man, there was this big shift in our relationship because I no longer focused on him. Like he was here, but I was so focused on myself and just really working on me. And that's what we try to teach people. If you would stop focusing on your partner, stop focusing on everybody else and just focus on within, then nothing else matters. Nothing else matters because you're really working on finding peace and whole and joy within yourself. And then everything else will
It's a
come.
reflection.
Will fall in place.
It
It's a
really will fall in
reflection.
Fall
place.
in.
Okay, but while you're doing that, while you're finding the reflection within,
Mhm.
this is where now your partner feels like they're being ignored. Even though you're trying to work on you, your partner feels ignored. Like, yo, wait a minute, I'm still here. Like, hey,
Mhm.
can I get some attention?
I mean, is that a partner
these
that's not
some-
working on themselves too?
Well,
Because if they working on themselves, they ain't worried
that's
about
a
you
good
either.
question. That's a good question.
Well,
You
we've
kn-
done that too.
well, we did,
I'm about
because
to say, yeah.
I'm the one that shifted first.
He did.
As far as looking within, right? And I like we were doing this before we knew what to do, good or bad, right? We just were doing things, and so I started working on myself, and she started feeling a certain way. And the thing with that is, the one thing I did is I never neglected her, and here's where we go back to, I guess, boundaries and communication. I set out time. Hey, from this time to this time, I'm reading, I'm meditating, I'm worried, I'm about me, right? And don't walk in unless the house is on fire. Cool. The same can go for her, and then I will respect that hour or whatever it is. Okay. And so that's how we began to get around it. Because at first I was just doing it, and she was like,
hello, I'm still here, still
like,
present.
You're Mr. Perfect, huh? Right. And so you started trying to play that card. And I was like, no, I'm just trying to work on me. Right. I'm trying to find something here. And so I explained it. And then I broke down why and what I was doing to do that. And then I said, okay, look, I'm gonna use this time in the morning. And sometimes and this is big for, I guess, a lot of men. And I'm gonna say men because this is important. We have a lot of responsibilities, and then we come home from work, and we try a good man is going to try to relieve the wife, right? Help with the kids. So it's almost like second duty, right? When you get home, and nothing to take away from the woman because she's home with the kids all day, and that's a job I would not want. But my point is that when you set boundaries, sometimes you got to take some time early in the morning, get up a little earlier, stay up a little bit late. You got to make those adjustments so you can get your me time, right? And still fulfill the obligation of being the breadwinner, or if you're the breadwinner, and coming home and helping with the kids and doing your fatherly and your husbandly duties. Right. So you have to find balance with that. And that's going to look different for every single couple and for every single person. But it's possible. You might lose a little bit of sleep, but you'll gain a lot of peace, and you won't even feel tired. Right. So if you can stay up and club and then go to work, you can stay up and meditate and get your mind right, and then have peace throughout the day. And that's what I say.
Yo, there's so much more I want to deep dive in right now. I'm looking at that time, and I'm like, we definitely need this. There definitely got to be a part 2 on this situation.
I would love 100%. That. We would love that.
And definitely got to be when I have like 1,000 more minutes.
I'm about to say, Dawn, when is when you ain't going on vacation.
I know.
So what happens is when you ain't got other stuff to do.
Yo,
I might
we
be
ride it
late,
up.
but I could stay late.
Yeah, this is just one of them days. I got a lot more to do,
Yeah, you better go help
but I
packing.
definitely want a part two to this
Yes.
because this stuff I ain't dip diving yet. That because
Don't even really ask no
also
questions.
there's also other parts of the relationship that you have problems and
Oh
you need to
yes.
Yeah.
deep dive in those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for tonight, how do y'all want to go out?
Well, look, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Being in a relationship's hard work,
Fuck
but
yeah.
it's worth
Oh,
it.
can I say that?
You can curse. You can
Oh
curse.
yeah,
Yes.
amen.
But it's worth it
You
in
can
the
curse.
long run.
It is.
Invest in the long game, and you will have a very happy life. Remember that your partner is a mirror of you. So whatever you're seeing in them is really going on within you. So if you fix you, you fix what you see in your partner, you fix what you see around your entire world. So
Mm.
that's what I'll say on that.
I say be solution oriented in everything you do. If you go to our podcast, you will hear me say that all the time. That's the biggest thing that I started doing, and I made my family start. Well, I asked my family to start doing, and I challenged them to do is stay solution oriented. So if you come with me with the problem, come with me with the solution. That's how you got to do it. And if you do that within a marriage, in a relationship, in life, right, you're gonna always have challenges. You're always going to be defeated by something. But just look at the bright light and then find a solution and then move on. Don't stay where you're at. Okay, because that's the biggest issue too in society right now. Everybody stays where they're at, and I don't mean the present moment enjoying it. I mean in the negative. People always stay in the negative. There is always something positive that you can find. Okay, if you got with somebody and it might not be great in this moment, let me tell you something. You need to go back. That's the only time I'll tell you look in the past if you're gonna learn from it. Okay, so I want you to go back and look and say, why did I get with them? And then you start making this list of everything so great about them, and I want you to look at that list. Okay, everything that's negative, okay, about them. I want you to say, okay, how can I help them? How can I help them be better at, fixing some of these things? And then get yourself a third party coach. That's what I would say. It doesn't necessarily have to be bulletproof marriage. It could be anybody. Go see a therapist. Go get some help. Not your friends, not your
Yeah.
family, not somebody that's in a terrible relationship or
You
marriage.
need a non-biased
You need a
opinion.
non-biased
Yeah,
person, okay, that can stand
That's
in
been there.
and just be there. Yes. And somebody that has, when I say
Experience.
expertise, not somebody that's read a couple books, okay, and that's gonna tell you some expertise by some book. I'm talking about somebody that's been through some cheating, somebody that's actually been through, maybe some you a step parent, somebody that's been through some physical, altercations, some mental issues, right? Some emotional issues, like somebody that's actually been there and done that. So that's what I would say.
and those are things that I want to touch on.
Oh,
I
I
I
figured you
I
did.
ain't even get there yet. Like
We got you.
I'm
We'll
about
come
to say
back.
we got you. Trust me.
100%.
All that
eh,
and more. We've been there, done that.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. If I didn't have somebody coming on when we come back, oh, it would have been part two right then and there. But I think what I'm gonna do is
You might need
I
to push
haven't
them
set
back.
I haven't set a schedule for the following week after that.
Okay.
I would, if y'all are free, I would love for y'all to come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody knows
And
when that day
and,
is.
and
What date is that,
We gotta
Don?
check
Yeah.
the calendar.
I'll
my
check the calendar, but yeah.
yeah, like I want y'all to come back on, and we're gonna make it a little
Absolutely.
spicy, little. You know what I mean? That's the 29th. 29th. If y'all free,
I think this should be good.
Yeah.
I'm trying
It
to.
should be.
I
It-
think.
we gonna check them schedules. We're gonna
yeah.
check them schedules.
Yeah. We'll
Like
check.
I tell everybody, once you come on, you're part of the
Your
family.
family.
The door is open. We have these conversations. We talk. Y'all want to pull up? Whether it's one of y'all, two of y'all, both. Y'all more than welcome. And
Love it.
listen, we definitely will chop it up. So let them know how they can find you though.
So mybulletproofmarriages.com is our website. We have a Facebook group, My Bulletproof Marriages, and it's a great resource. It's a free resource. Other couples trying to do the same thing that you're trying to do, cultivate a thriving marriage. And we have some singles in there too that want to get married. So they're trying to learn from people that already are. We got a couple in there that's been married like 40 years. So, way longer than us. And so, regardless, those are probably the two best things we're on. My Bulletproof Marriage is on Instagram, but we're old, so we don't do Instagram like that. And we got
Wait, why
Facebook.
would you? Y'all not we We are as a group are old.
I about to say one. He always says that, but I'm not old. I just want to put that out there.
We
Okay,
as a group are not old.
I'm not old. All right, not at all. Thank you. Old is
See,
in
you
the
threw your
Bible.
age out there, see. So I just want to say
You threw
I'm
your
older
age
than
out there
you.
too.
So if I ain't old, you ain't old.
We
Right?
ain't old. But I get you with the Instagram
You're
stuff
just
because I don't
older.
do it
You
either.
know, it's not even that we're old on the fact that it's Instagram. We are both actually not social media people. That's all it is. We're just not. We're just not big on it, and we're not big on selling ourselves. We're just us, and we're really here just to help people. We really want to see people thrive. We want to see people get over those hurdles and stop breaking up for minute shit that just I mean listening to people. I'm like, you broke up for what? Like, can you please come have a conversation? Let me tell you about some real shit over here.
It's because people they first of all, they don't even really be wanting to be with these people.
Come on.
I used to think that. I used to think
and
that.
They don't like
really,
and they don't want
one of my
to do
relationships,
no work.
I did break up for some dumbness. I
You
broke up
didn't really
because I broke up because I ain't get a plate. A simple
what?
You ain't gonna really bring me a plate? Oh, it's over.
John, you didn't really want to be with that girl. You didn't want to be with her.
She just wasn't my soulmate again. That's how I take it. She wasn't my soulmate.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and the plate definitely was the
well,
the kill on the back.
You know what? That's something we can talk about because that's a whole different beast too. Is people's selections, but it goes back to a lot of times our childhood and why we select certain people. So there's a deeper rooted issue behind it. 100%.
It wasn't just the plate, Dawn.
Nah, it was the plate, man.
He said,
It was my
that
plate.
plate.
We was at the barbecue. You see other women giving their man a plate. I can't get a plate. You gonna tell me get my own plate? Oh, it's over.
Did you leave her at the barbecue?
I don't want to talk to you no more.
Is your legs broke? Is your arms broke? What is wrong? Why you couldn't bring her plate?
Happened? Oh, see that? See, it's over, Rainbow. It's done. I don't want no more parts of it.
Who's barbecue?
Rainbow, how you going out, Rainbow?
Wait, was it her family's barbecue or was it just a random barbecue?
No, it was her friend's barbecue. It was her friend's barbecue.
Oh, well, then maybe she should have got your plate. But okay. I just want to say I want to thank y'all so much for being here. I can't wait till you guys come back. I want to thank everybody that was in the comments and everybody that watched. Y'all need to tell a friend because when they come back, y'all gonna really want to be in this conversation because if y'all gonna want a good, strong marriage, even though she says she still want to kill him some days.
She does.
That's just life, baby.
I feel like if you don't, then y'all don't really love each other.
Oh yeah, we just did a podcast on that. We just did launched a podcast with this morning about that. We had so many so-called coaches out here, and they said they never
married 3 years.
Yeah, married 3 years and never argued, never fought.
That means y'all don't really love each other. Because if you love somebody, y'all gonna go through some stuff.
Yes.
And y'all gonna get over it.
That's right.
Get on with it.
Yes.
I remember Michelle Obama said for 10 years straight she hated Barack.
The truth.
Yeah. She said I couldn't stand him.
Yes.
He was out there golfing and I was changing diapers.
That's right.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand that man. But look at them.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So
you
got to put the work in, people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about putting in the work.
That's right.
But I just want to say thank y'all again for being here. Dawn, you ain't got no choice but to be here, but thanks for being here as well. I know I was late, but you was here. And I just want to say thank y'all. God bless and good night.
I was excited. That's why. Super excited for them to be on the show. I think I hit them like about 30, 40 times today. Yo, you sure you coming?
I'm making sure you're sure you're pulling up.
Sure.
Definitely.
All right.
7 o'clock.
Let me just send one more. I can't wait to see y'all.
That's another reminder.
Sure. Okay. It's 7 Eastern time. not Central.
We would not miss this. We'd not miss this. This is great.
But I want to thank everybody that was in the comments. I want to thank you too. Y'all are very amazing, and I definitely appreciate y'all. And I can't wait for part 2.
Yeah.
And I don't say that a lot, so everybody, I'm really here now. I'm in tune.
Me too.
Definitely have a great time. Once again, shout out to our sister stations, iAccess Radio, 716 Live, WUPN 864 The Beat, South Carolina. Shout out to Bobby D Customs, ACS Productions. Yo, we appreciate y'all, man. Listen, tell a friend to tell a friend, man. The Evening Rush is here. We ain't going nowhere. Make sure y'all check out Nequasia, because you already know what it is. And yo, we'll be back not next week, but the week after. So I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.